Hello. This is like my 4th take. I hope that you guys know that I'm not built to do like sit down videos. I know I should write a script, which is really funny considering what this video is, but I refuse to. As many of you know, and by many of you I mean the friends that watch these, because I know mostly it's my friends, I love you guys who watch these. I'm currently working on a novel. I guess it's a novel series. I don't know if you can call it that if I haven't even finished draft 1 of the first book. So today is going to be like episode 1 of a series of my writing vlogs, just to keep progress with you guys and to make sure that I'm actually being as productive on this project as I want to be, and you guys can hold me accountable, but not too accountable, please. I have jobs that I must do. But we're just gonna see how it goes. This is episode 1 of maybe 1 episode. This is kind of my setup right now. So I have my drink and little cat guy who can keep my drink warm. Thanks, Mom. A candle from my friend Valerie. I've never finished a candle, and hopefully by the time, I don't know, I write this book, I'll have finished maybe this one that I got for my 16th birthday. This is where I'm gonna be doing my actual writing. I low-key hate this keyboard, but you know, it's whatever. I have like don't look at the names. I have a Notion here where I kind of literally organize everything. The only thing is that, wow, a lot happened there. The only thing is that it's very outdated, so I kind of have to go through that. And then here is a little notebook that I have. Oh, well, these are rats. Hold on, wait. This is just my notebook to actually take notes on like my books, on like my on everything. All right, so now that I showed you my setup and everything, I'm gonna start writing, because I keep like getting sidetracked and things like that, and my poor plants are dying. Little break to water my plants. Ooh, please, I understand that this is like probably one of the worst ways to keep plants, but my room gets the most sunlight and I don't want them to die. I have mint and lemon basil. Let me try to make them a little prettier for you. So it's grown a bit. If you guys know anything about growing plants, please tell me, because the mint got really tall because it's looking for the light. Oh, so ignore the dead leaves. But it's looking for the light. So it keeps going that way. And then this is my lemon basil, which is interesting. But I used it for a pasta the other day and it was gas. She's getting really big. Sorry, it kind of got unfocused, but she's getting really big. I just gotta keep watering her. This happened. So this was not a part of the original plant that I bought, and it just started sprouting. I think it's lemon basil. I ate it like it's, I don't actually know if it's lemon basil. Hold on, the leaves are hard. Wait, did I eat this one? Okay, so this may fully just not be lemon basil. I don't know what that is, but this is lemon basil. I did eat that one. I hope it's okay. I think it's fine. Anyways. Yeah, so I'm gonna start writing now. Pray for me. I'll probably do like a little time lapse. If I end up crashing out, I'll do like a little help. And then we'll see how long I can do this. It is currently 5:35. I sat down here to start this video at 5 o'clock. That's how you know I'm good at what I do. I've hit my first hiccup. And okay, I don't know if you guys are like watching the time lapse that specifically, but I hope that you know I'm not just slacking, because I'm not opening the Word document, but that's because I'm trying to do my chapter planning, and this is just like something that I realized happens a lot, but I feel like there's not enough that happens within a chapter to justify it being its own chapter. Also, I lost the nail in the process, so I'm currently about to stick that one back on. Anyways, so I'm trying to basically fill a chapter with things that do need to happen, but like don't maybe necessarily have to happen right now. But I can't have like a chapter, or I guess I can, but I don't want to have a chapter that's just like a single conversation. So right now that's like a hurdle I'm trying to jump. And I'm also realizing that this isn't going to even be this chapter. This is going to be the next chapter, and that I have to insert another chapter in order to break kind of a storyline. But basically, I have like a lot of storylines going at once, and the good thing about that is that you can kind of keep your readers engaged by having like a switching of the stories or things like that. The downfall is that sometimes the readers will end up preferring certain storylines, so they get to a chapter that's a different storyline and they're going to be like, I don't want to hear about this. Or they're going to get to a chapter with another storyline and be like, wait, I want to know what's happening in that one. That one really engaged me, and now we're just jumping ship. So I'm trying to avoid too much of that. But I don't think that's going to be an issue, or at least the latter is not going to be an issue, at least in this scenario, because it's a bit of like both storylines are kind of here on the intensity level. If this is like the max climax is happening, they're like definitely like here-ish. But I'm just trying to see now if it's better to have a smooth storyline, or because they're both kind of down here, to have them kind of alternate to keep the reader engaged still. I think I'm going to go for the alternating version and kind of just pray and read it over. I consulted my roommate about it just now, so we're going to see. Okay, I had like another little like moment. You probably saw it, but I realized that I need to implement another perspective. But the issue is that with all the perspectives I have, another nail just came off. One of the issues that I keep having is that I don't want to have so many perspectives that it confuses the reader and it makes it more difficult to digest. But because I have so many storylines, I also need perspectives to kind of build the world properly, if that makes sense. And when I say perspectives, I'm not even writing this book in a first person POV. I'm writing it more in a third person POV, but third person from the perspective. But that one's more like of an objective, I can't say the word, omnipotent. I don't know, I'm putting a P there. Omniscient. I don't actually know. Wow, wait. I don't know how to say that word. Anyways.
Omniscient.
But more of like an unbiased perspective versus a biased perspective, which is what I'm writing in, a biased perspective. And if you have too many perspectives, it can get really convoluted. And like I mentioned earlier with the different storylines and switching the perspectives, if a certain character just doesn't land with the readers that well, every time it's that character's perspective, they're going to just be pissed off. And I know, because I've read books like that and I've hated those chapters. I'm trying to avoid that. And you can't avoid it every single time, but I'm just trying to get a more controlled view on it, which is why I've started a lovely little page that's just going to delve into the perspectives and why we get each one. So I figured out that one of the characters that I want, one of the brothers actually, he's going to be the only brother. There's 3 of them. Wow, you guys are gonna get the most vague shit, I'm sorry. But there's 3 brothers and the main character. But 3 brothers, you get the sister, and 2 brothers is like perspectives from the beginning-ish. But the 3rd brother, I don't want to give a perspective until much later, and I may not even give it to him. I don't know. But I'm just trying to kind of flesh out that bit, because when you're trying to plan a chapter and whose perspectives the chapters are writing from, if you don't know whose perspectives you're gonna have, you don't have a chapter. So it's kind of killing me slowly, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. The chapter that I'm currently writing is, I finally figured out the chapter I'm writing. First of all, I did it. But this one is very heavy on the relationship between my main character and one of her brothers. And when you're writing that, it's really hard to not like fall into a dynamic that could either be more of a friendship or could either be more of a stereotypical sibling thing. So I'm trying to really get a nuance here because she has so many brothers, 3. A nuance between her relationships with all of them. And it's each one is different. And I've been slipping in moments here and there, but this is like one of the big, like this is the first big conversation between her and this specific brother. And it's weird and a little difficult, but I'm liking it so far. What I'm doing right now is that because it's very conversation heavy, I'm just kind of writing out like literally the lines of dialogue and the body language that affects the actual scene, like affects like I would say the framing of the scene. But I'm going to go back in to add descriptions, to add thoughts, to add kind of just like a lot of the fluff in it to kind of flesh out the scene. But as of right now, I'm just trying to get the dialogue down. So I'm kind of playing around with that. I haven't written a lot of scenes like this yet because typically I like to literally just do like one pass, like everything at once. But because this is a scene so focused on the relationship and the dynamic, I need to nail it. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm probably gonna do like one more big sprint of writing and then call it a day. All right, I think I'm done for the night. I wrote for about 2 hours at 7:39 now. I say right, but it's for me, it's never a clear kind of like point A, point B I'm writing. It's a lot of like, I do a lot of interjections. I like start editing my Notion. I start writing in my notebook. I do so much in between actually writing sentence 1 and sentence 2. But that was chapter 17, so I did not finish that chapter. But I have now kind of like a bare bones. Each chapter I try to give at least like 3 big moments. And that one I've established what the moments are. I realized I didn't even do that. I established moments. I established 2 of the 3. So next time I'm going to fluff out the conversation, the dialogue, and then I'm going to add the 3rd point to kind of like move the story along, just because if you have a chapter that's kind of just like, oh, here's like a good like background, here's good like character relation, things like that, it always has to be, for me at least, a step forward so that someone doesn't finish a chapter and be like, oh, that's nice, but like what happened? So this is, I need to solidify what I'm doing there. But as of right now, I'm going to stop because I want to play Baldur's Gate. I'm sorry for being a nerd, but yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this kind of slower type of vlog. I don't even know if any of you guys even care about this, or if you just want to watch me crash out and spiral about my inconsistencies and plot holes. Either way, I hope you enjoyed.